Hey guys, welcome to Chrissy's Books. I am Chrissy. Thank you for tuning in this week. So, for this week's book, I read, very exciting, The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett. Yes, how beautiful is this book? I think it's my favorite book cover of 2020. It's just so pretty. I love it. So I would love to thank my amazing friend Nicole for sending me this amazing book to read. She is really awesome. She does these incredible podcasts and interviews all these incredible authors. So check out her podcast below. Let's get right into this book. So this book was all over Instagram. It's all over everywhere. It's a New York Times bestseller, #1 book, and it's also the pick for June for Good Morning America Book Club. I had to 100% read this book because it's just bloody everywhere. So let's jump right into what The Vanishing Half is all about. So The Vanishing Half follows two identical twin sisters named Stella and Desiree Vines. They grow up in a small southern Black community in the deep South. And as teenagers, the twins ran away from their home while they were 16 years old in search of something more in life. They eventually end up getting separated or being separated and live completely different lives. So one twin ends up returning to the community where she grew up, that she escaped many years ago, with her Black daughter in tow, and then the other twin secretly passes for being white, and her white husband has no idea, no clue about who she actually is and her heritage. Even though the Vine sisters live completely separate lives and are so many miles away from each other, their fates will always be intertwined. The question is, what will come in the next generation when their own daughters and lives stories intertwine with each other? This book spans many, many decades, from the 1950s to the 1990s, from the Deep South to sunny California, and weaves through multi-generational lines within the family. Brit Bennett brings us a dynamic and emotional family story that gives us much more than you are to expect in it. It is also an incredible exploration into the American history of passing. It questions into trying to understand why people make certain choices in life, following their desires and their expectations, as well as the lasting influence of the past. And it also explores the reasons why some people choose to live a life that is completely different from their origins. So that is the premise of The Vanishing Half. So stay tuned, guys. I'm just going to grab some water because it's hot up in her. And when I come back, I will give you my review for The Vanishing Half and my rating and also my song pick for the book. Welcome back. So if you guys do like my videos, definitely subscribe below, and that way you can keep up to date with my latest reviews like this one, because let's keep it real. So let's jump right into my review for The Vanishing Half. This book was majorly hyped up, and I had really, really high expectations for it. So I was like, this book better be good because, oh my God, it's just everywhere. And let me tell you this, it did not disappoint. It definitely lives up to the hype that it's been getting at the moment. So The Vanishing Half is split into 6 main chapters in the book, and they're all spanning back and forth through various decades. And I absolutely love the way Brit Bennett effortlessly wrote in this book. Her writing style is absolutely incredible, and she's very, very much clearly an impressive writer. I adored the English language in this book. It was just excellent. So this book had like a timeless quality that I really liked in the way that it was written. It sort of felt like if you read it 50 years from now, you're just gonna get the exact same effect as you're getting right now. It's that good. I really like the sections where the daughters of the twins intersect lives. That was really, really awesome. I just thought it was really clever the way that they sort of came together in this really multi-layered book. So that was just written really excellent. I normally tend to not like books with a lot of characters because this book did have quite a few characters in it. It never really felt that you were lost in any way. And it does go through different decades in the book. Brit Bennett pulled it all together really well. And it just never felt like you were sort of missing a story or you forgot who this character was. It was just all pulled together really exquisitely. I adored it. Yeah, and all the characters in the book were also really necessary. I thought they all brought something to the table. And even though this book was very much female driven, there are a lot of strong female characters in it, I also really appreciated the male characters in this book too. So Brit Bennett really had a way of showing the sort of destructive and sort of more raw quality in the male character, but then also showing the really loving and kind and heartwarming side of the male character as well. So I really did like those aspects of the book, and the character development was just excellent. Yeah, it sort of felt like you were like doing a little puzzle in the book because there were so many different aspects of the book. And they were all sort of like coming together at the end. So it was quite satisfying to get to the end of the book. And I just loved the many layers in this book. The story of the twins was really incredible. I actually really loved the twins. Each twin is very much their own person, yet very much identical in appearances. And I just could not get enough of their story. The history as well that they go through in the past as well as in the future. It was just, it all tied in very well in the book. You are left wondering many what ifs in the book. So I do like the way that Brit Bennett sort of makes you question yourself, or makes you question, oh, what would happen if this would have happened, or if that didn't happen. So it really does make you think quite a bit, and I liked the choices that Brit Bennett went with the characters as well. So it is a very sort of thought-provoking book. Even though racial identity is the core story of the book, I mean, if you haven't guessed, the twins are biracial, so they are of mixed race. The Vanishing Half is actually so much more than that, and it was just filled with so many surprises that I really did not see coming. I just thought it was sort of like about this one subject and that's it. But there's so much more that goes on in the book that you really get to discover as you read. I just thought it was absolutely brilliant, and I adored the way Brit Bennett told the story and shaped all the characters and took you to all these different places in America. It was just really great. So I gave The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett a rating of 10 out of 10. Oh my god, I'm going to that story. Yay! I love this book! 10 out of 10, my second one of 2020. I loved it. Loved it. So 10 out of 10 just means that this book is just freaking awesome. It's off the charts. It's off the hook. There's nothing that I disliked about it. It was just perfect. It was everything I loved The Vanishing Half. And if I were to describe this book in 4 words, it would be thoughtful. So you do end up thinking quite a lot about the characters and how they would have turned out if certain decisions were made differently. It's all about the choices that you make in this book and finding your identity. So it was quite a thoughtful book, and I liked that about it. My second word would be timeless, because I feel like if you read this book in like 100 years from now, it's still going to be so good. It has that kind of quality of a classic book like The Color Purple or To Kill a Mockingbird. I just thought the writing was just amazing, and it's just a timeless book. Then the third word will be spellbinding, because when you read this book, you literally like are just drawn into the characters. You want to give it your undivided attention. Like I was just like shushing everyone on me because I just want to read this book. It's so good. You're just like drawn right in there. And then my fourth word would be powerful, because it's just a really powerful book. It's got so much going on. It's bold. It's got lots of surprise elements in it. It's just a powerful read, and I loved it. And I also loved the racial sort of subject in it. Just makes you think like, would I do this if I were, this twin, or would I be like the other twin? Like, it's just awesome. I just loved it. So just to round up my review, so The Vanishing Half has truly exceeded my expectations. for the hype that it has received over the last few months. I absolutely adored it beyond words. I loved it so much. It is about family, it's about identity, it's about relationships, and it's a bold and crisp and satisfying read. You're gonna love it. And it's an amazing follow-up. Her debut book, The Mothers, was actually a huge success, and it seems that this one is actually doing even better. So I am really excited to read her other book, The Mothers. I just loved this book so much. This would make a really great book for book clubs because there's just so much to talk about in there. Like, you can dissect this book so many times. It's so good. So my song pick for the Vanishing half, I wanted to pick a song that was from this time, that sort of like soulful, sort of 50s, 60s theme, because it is based in the Deep South and I quite like that. My song pick for the Vanishing half is Smokey Robinson's and the Miracles, and the song is The Tracks of My Tears, which is a super famous song in case you don't know it. I just feel like the song has to do with the twins and their love for each other and the push and pull. It's just a really great song. Listen to the lyrics, watch the music video, and feel free to check out my written review as well if you want to read a little bit about the book. Thank you so much, guys, and see you next week.